Come now, don't fall behind. We still have a short while to travel before we arrive in my dominion. You'll be able to tell at a simple glance. I keep my territory clean, unlike that nuisance of a creature, Cruras. The insipid insect has no concept of cleanliness, leaving their webs and refuse strewn about the common lands and the domain. I very much prefer to maintain, at the very least, a modicum of order, even with what little such a thing holds down here in our mazed prison. I have much work to do. It would have been better if Cruras had taken you instead. But I suppose I'll have to be his better, and, as always, pick up after his mess. It is so much more than simply taking inventory of the riches I'll bring with me to the surface once I escape this place. It is maintaining my sanity. Though steadfast, so long spent in the dark with nothing but the unfortunate souls who find themselves down here and Cruras, it would drive anyone insane, maddened by boredom. I have no interest nor stock in whether Cruras returns to the surface world with me. Chances are he'd try to kill me in earnest once he had secured his escape. I couldn't lay any blame upon him, no. The thought is one I myself have pondered time and time again over the decades of our imprisonment. At the end of this month, it will have been 1 century. Cruras arrived shortly after I found myself down here, most likely cast into this forgotten prison by the same mage. The mage. I did not know him nor his name. But as I was stalking a town in search of fresh entertainment, he appeared out of thin air. Our battle, if it could be called that, was short. Before I knew it, I was bound in arcane chains, sinking into shadow. For what seemed like an eternity, I descended deeper and deeper into the darkness. My consciousness eventually faded, and when I awoke, I was in one of the chambers of this labyrinth, of this ever-churning prison. Walls like the rolling waves of a stone tide, shifting and changing. It's a miracle I managed to plot out even a single route through all the rotations. The pieces of this labyrinth shift like some sort of clockwork contraption. Even in nearly 100 years, Cruras and I have only made out one stable path. Beyond this path, we only venture deeper into uncharted territory right after a shift, so we can have the most time possible. Sometimes it is to explore different paths, but mostly we search for unfortunate souls such as yourself to consume. It is first come, first served down here. Though I suppose that isn't so different from the surface world. And here we are. My home. At least for the time being until I escape. I enjoy being comfortable, and most importantly, clean. The two go hand in hand. Tapestries, rugs, and carpets make for some semblance of what can be called a home. Furnishings that found their way down here and weren't left in too terrible a state of repair. Candles and other trinkets. Not so terrible, is it? Did you assume that due to my monstrous form I'd live buried in filth and detritus? Tisk, tisk. So judgmental, my little morsel. be hard not to notice it. The neatly organized pile there is my trove, my treasure. Just shy of 100 years of taking the wealth from those no longer needing it. Yes, I spent much of my time counting coins, reorganizing what meager furniture is here. Oh, I have no need for it, but I do find it relaxing. Simple tasks are so much more than that when you have nothing else to do but slither your way through corridors that could kill you at a moment's notice. Tarry in the labyrinth, and you could find yourself locked in a segment, completely at the mercy of the rumblings until a path opens itself up to you again. If it opens itself up to you again. I myself have gotten lost more times than I could count. Whoever designed this prison did their job well. Too well. Tut. Stay away from my trove. I don't want a human so close to that which I hold dear. Your kind are greedy, covetous. I won't suffer your pilfering hands on what is mine. I suppose that perhaps you can rest there. A strange piece of furniture that found its way down here. It is a sofa that turns into a bed. Strange design and even stranger materials. There are foreign runes inscribed on this parchment attached to the contraption. Perhaps it comes from your world. The way that your eyes lit up when you saw it must mean something to you. Would you be willing to translate it for me? It's called a futon. Odd name. So, you know what this is? Will you be able to decipher these symbols? So this futon, it hails from a land called IKEA. Fascinating. They must have a wealth of talented craftsmen to devise such a thing. It is a store. What do you mean by this, little morsel? I see. Well, that futon shall be yours for the time being. Make yourself comfortable and... something is coming. Stay hidden. It seems that my next meal has decided to make itself known. Its meat tastes bitter. Another creature from another realm. Not one I've seen in a very long time. Oh yes, there are a great number of beasts stalking the dark of the labyrinth. Ones that would kill you if you weren't under my protection. My mercy. But on to more important things. How can you help me escape the labyrinth? So I can use this little box to get us out of here? What is it? A phone. And how will this phone get you and I out of this wretched prison? GPS. Stop speaking nonsense, morsel. Tell me how it works. Perhaps that wasn't the best idea. I'm more confused than before. So many questions with answers that only befuddle me further. Me? I have a particular skill that could potentially lead me further into the labyrinth, but it greatly drains my strength, and I refuse to be left in a weakened state. Cruras, of course, given half the chance, he would consume me. That foul insect has been nothing but a thorn in my side. But, admittedly, without his company, I'm certain madness would have taken me by now. Now, would you care for something to eat? Something to drink? Of course, meager comforts gifted so sparingly from above. Foodstuffs, mostly, but they're not quite to my unique tastes. Preserves from different dimensions and drink to follow. Feel free to take a gander at the pantry. I store it because it reminds me of the surface world. Oh, I do miss it. Terribly so. That? I can't understand it. Must be another foreign item. But color me curious. What does it say? Beruga ration? Do you know what it is? Me neither. It matters not. Eat your fill. I'm going to go patrol for nearby beasts. Occasionally, I'll find one foolish enough to encroach upon my territory. Then I can gorge myself. But before I take my leave, there are two things you must know. Firstly, do not touch my gold. A single vase, a single gemstone, a single coin out of place, and our mutual agreement with Cruras is null and void. I will crush you within my coils and swallow you whole. Are we clear on that? Good. And secondly, don't try to escape. I can assure that you wouldn't last a moment. You, helping me. Don't make me laugh, little morsel. The most you could do for me out there right now is slow me down. Besides, you need your rest for the work to come, and there will be a great deal of it. Charting this place and solving the puzzles that have held me back from my freedom for so many years. Leave the general scouting to me. I'm faster than you could ever be. Cruras. He handles the tedious, boring contraptions. I have not a clue how or why he enjoys them, but he does. The strange creature adores toying with the intricacies of the devices here in the labyrinth. While I collect treasure, the insect scrambles around looting toys and odd contraptions to play with like a child. If I didn't want to eat him so badly, I'd be rather content with the entertainment. He can be quite amusing at times, but that is of no concern to you, for now. I must be off before the next rumbling is upon us. Remember the 2 rules, and, if any of the monsters in the labyrinth find their way here, do try your best not to die. And most importantly, don't let them near my gold.